might need to move.
All right,
back
we're just gonna have to go.
Do we have to start this one all professional?
Yeah.
We just finished watching the Bethesda keynote.
Yeah,
so
what's up, everybody? We're going to be doing a short casual conversation for pretty much every keynote except for probably what's their name, Square Enix.
Yeah,
probably not Square Enix because we're not going to be together after that. But we're together, spending a whole couple days together. Joel, your phone just locked itself. Can you see if it's still recording?
Yeah.
Dang it!
Start over.
Yeah, it's still recording.
Okay, sweet.
Let's just keep going.
Yeah, we'll keep going. This is professional, guys. We're using a phone and a mug. All right, we just watched the Bethesda press conference. First, let's start. We're going to go in order of everything they talked about. The super inspirational opening video. Was everyone touched by that?
I actually enjoyed it.
Here at Bethesda, we make stuff. It inspires people.
Except for
people.
They kept having all the people standing in dark offices, and all I'm thinking is like, and behind me are the 18 people who've been working overtime for 6 months and will be working overtime for the next 8 months.
Yeah, it's like they drag one little cubicle dweller out and stick a light in their face, and they're like, "Say how happy you are. Here it is, right here. Read this.
Send food, please. They're killing us."
So there was that, and then they started off with Doom, which we were talking about beforehand. They'd either start with Fallout 4 or Doom. That's probably like Dishonored, yeah, whatever. Elder Scrolls Online.
Hey,
whatever.
I'm excited about Dishonored.
Yeah, but that's not like a open the conference
it's
or
new
close the
IP.
show thing,
It's-
right?
Yeah.
So they showed off Doom, and they started out from the very beginning saying that Doom is supposed to be fast, supposed to have really awesome guns, and you kill lots of demons, and that's basically the entire demo we saw. Is you
Sounds
kill
like
lots
Doom.
of demons. with
I
your
mean,
guns.
it looked like Doom 1 and 2, but like really well done. I mean, like really well done in 3D, I guess now.
I actually enjoy those kind of games. Like
Oh, so
after
do I.
playing like the Call of Duties, where it's all like, I mean,
I know.
just crazy.
Yeah, we were talking about
action.
during it. I feel like this would be a good palate cleanser
Yeah.
for all the
Yeah, I mean,
shooters. the last 10 years.
I really like that it was just not aiming down sights. Like, I mean, I like Halo because you don't really have that, like, except for scopes and stuff. But just it's just about moving really quickly, shooting tons of bad guys, and just I like how you collect the ammo too. It's just on the ground, like you don't have to reach down for it. You know what I mean? Like, I think there's a certain sense of like immersion that's like, oh, I'm picking it up, but it kind of gets annoying after a while because you just look at the ground a lot and stuff.
Right.
But
I love the old
Yeah.
games where you just don't
Yeah.
stop. You just always
Yeah, yeah.
always moving. You're not just stopping, pointing, aiming, and shooting. I mean, you're literally running sideways and shooting, and then running backwards
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shooting, and
Yeah, 'cause-
jumping and shooting.
Because
It's just-
nowadays games like you really are not. You don't do a lot of strafing and shooting anymore. Like that just doesn't happen anymore. You run sideways.
You hide
aim, shoot.
behind something.
You don't. You're
aim,
not
shoot.
aiming and shooting like like outside of like Halo and stuff like that.
Yeah,
you know,
right.
Counter Strike and stuff. But
Yeah, there doesn't look like there's any inventory management for sure.
I'll pass.
Dave, will you also pass on Doom Snap Map? What they called their mod tools, which looked more like their dynamic level creator, but
Yeah, I'll try it. I mean, it's definitely a more streamlined in-game editor, kind of like the Halo map creation tools, which are it's neat to have. It's better than nothing, but it's also not like a full SDK.
it'll be cool to see. Like you talked about during, there'll be like a map that's nothing but fire, and probably a map that's nothing but like giant saw blades or something. Like there'll be some funny community stuff.
it does make sense because I don't think they necessarily want people making mods. They want people making maps for the game. You know?
Yeah,
what I
they
mean?
want stuff like
You know what I mean?
GTA
Like-
Online.
like Little Big Planet.
GTA
you know what I mean? Like,
Online has a never-ending supply of races and missions
Yeah.
and stuff because users are making
Exactly.
it. So,
But if
yeah,
they
the
open it
Little
up to
Big Planet.
modders, then
Yeah.
Dave's done.
Yeah. Well, no, the red kit when it comes out this summer for The Witcher 3 is when I'm done.
Oh, official tools are coming out then.
It's coming out possibly this month. It's their SDK.
Well, that's not part of Bethesda. So, moving on.
I'm not ever move on from that.
Bethesda.net, they didn't really talk about, but it sure sounds like Uplay or Origin. It's one place for all of your
I
player
think it's going to be
created
social
content.
club, not like an actual program, but like a login social system.
Good, that's what we needed. Another
Yeah.
Social
we don't have
club.
to worry about that.
No one's
We
ever
don't
done
have to
anything
worry
like
about
that before.
We're playing on PlayStation 4, baby.
Rockstar Social Club's still on there. They can still jack your account up on the console.
At least we don't have to have multiple logins. Though.
But we don't know anything about it. We'll give them the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, hopefully it's just something kind of like, I don't know, just a place to store stuff.
I don't even have to give the benefit of the doubt. I just don't care.
Yeah.
Just like, oh, okay. Thanks. Where's the next game?
The next game was Battle Cry, or
I'm
Team
sorry.
Fortress 2 in the Dishonored engine.
Maybe we'll go back to the other game before
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
I mean, it
skip
looked like
that
it could probably be kind of fun if they get it working.
If the FPS goes above 15,
Yeah, maybe.
I think it was partly just the style, but the FPS looked really.
No, it was
really
bad. It was
Yeah,
really bad.
it's funny because I mean, obviously, the stream was a little bit glitchy, but I wonder like
The other games looked
is-
a lot better than that.
Yeah.
It almost. I wonder if there's even some kind of stylized thing to it. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I mean, like
slow is a style.
it's slow, but like
that frame drop stylish
like
effect.
a cartoon animation type thing.
Yeah,
like, I don't know
get
if it
what
had
you're saying,
like a slight like.
Well, just like Shadow of Mordor, like has a slight pausing when you fight and stuff, like Shadow of Mordor and Batman does.
It was really clunky.
Yeah, it could have been just this bad stream, so we'll see.
But they didn't. They only showed one thing off. It was like multiplayer combat game, but all they showed was just one person just hack for like 2 minutes.
Then the cinematic trailer, and then I laughed at the end of that one too. They had the cinematic like class trailer with all the different classes, just like cool music and the 20 FPS footage of the game. And then at the end, it's like a simple black and white screen with white text, like all the information about the game. And then the announcer's voice comes out of nowhere. Like he hasn't talked in 5 minutes, just like, for more information. Like it was just so disconnected all of a sudden. It was not a super impressive trailer. But
speaking of impressive trailers, these segues are just rolling tonight. Debbie's Lemonade has greased the wheels. Dishonored 2. They showed off a really pretty, completely not related to gameplay trailer. After showing off gameplay footage of the original Dishonored, they showed no gameplay footage of Dishonored 2.
I loved the trailer and was sad to see that there was no gameplay.
I think it's far enough off to where
it's probably holiday 2016.
What, a year old, that's it?
No, like 3 years old?
Dishonored? No.
2.5.
2.5?
Really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like late. It was like late 2012, holiday 2012.
Yeah.
It feels like
It came out at the same time as Far Cry 3.
Okay, all right.
So.
Oh wow, yeah, think about it like that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, but pairing that little CGI trailer with the remaster, I think it's smart.
I mean, the original Dishonored had a CGI trailer too when it first.
I know, but like they're trying to get people hyped about it. Like that trailer looked beautiful, but the
it's just not
first game was cell shaded a little bit. Like it didn't look anything like it. So I feel weird about CG trailers when the art style of the game is completely different. Not just the CG trailer looks better.
That's a good point.
But it's just it'd be like seeing a trailer look like that for something like Team Fortress 2. Like that doesn't make me more excited about the game because that's not what the game actually is.
There's some trailers that got me excited about games that I probably wouldn't like. Star Wars: Old Republic. I mean, and that was a cool game anyway. But the trailers were way better than the game.
Yeah. I would buy a movie of those CGI. I'm gonna go, even with Witcher 3, like the CGI trailers, like someone make a full freaking movie out of that.
Yeah.
Like, maybe it's just too costly or something, but I'm like,
it probably is.
Every CGI movie
expensive.
now, just has to look super cartoony and stuff. Like, I want one that looks realistic.
You just want the server farms just to kill themselves.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's probably what it is.
Someone's
it's all
gonna do it. I mean, they did it back in '99 with the Spirits Within, the Final Fantasy.
The Final Fantasy thing. It looked really good for the time. It looked amazing.
Some scenes nowadays still look freaking impressive. But yeah, I mean, like I would like to see that again.
What Joel wants is global warming brought to you by Pixar. Start the render.
Dishonored Definitive Edition. Do you think Dishonored's a big enough game to warrant a Definitive Edition? Like it came out, people liked it, they played it for a couple months, but you don't really hear about it.
It's already on PC, right? The Game of the Year edition.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I have.
But the Game of the Year is different. Definitive.
Definitive Edition is all.
They're going to add some
DLC.
textures and stuff.
Okay.
It's I don't know. It's a light brushing of the game.
Oh yeah.
They go back to the source.
But if you look at like Tomb Raider, that was noticeably better.
Yeah.
I think it's okay for companies to do that just because, I mean, like, I was even thinking with Bioshock Infinite, I mean, that's a beautiful looking game. It kind of sucks that it, did come out last gen. You know what I mean? Like, it came out right on the verge between the new.
Oh, I'm sure you're going to see a Bioshock.
I mean, maybe we will. Maybe we will, but it's kind of like, I don't think there's something wrong with it. It's kind of like, hey, What?
Nothing.
What do they call it? Like Infinite Plus.
Infinite and beyond.
T times infinite.
All right, up next was the Elder Scrolls Legends, the Elder Scrolls card game.
It's not Gwent. Moving on.
All right.
I kind of wanted to see what the gameplay looked like. Yeah.
Not Gwent. Moving on.
But you never. What's the game that's right now? It's called Heroes.
Gwent?
No. There's another card game.
Heroes of the Storm.
Yeah. A friend of mine at work, he plays that a lot. It looks really fun.
Card games are getting a lot more popular. Like, app-based card games. Not physical card games, but card games on a screen are getting more popular. But we have breezed over all that, so now we can talk about what we're really excited about, which is Fallout 4. Joel, now, your eyes were glassing up a little bit. I don't know if you feel like that way, but like Debbie, John, and Dave all leaned forward.
I was getting a little bit more. I've only been drinking Coke.
He was making lots of grunting and noises, like pretty continuously for about 40 minutes.
I was squealing inside.
You were squealing outside. Okay, squeals were leaking out of somewhere.
I mean, I felt a deep connection with James.
You kept looking at him like, brother, hold my hand.
You guys don't even know. We have talked for years and years and years about Fallout since 2009. Like we've been talking about.
Maybe like 6 years.
Probably at least once a week we mention Fallout and we talk about it.
To be honest, Joel, I'm actually a little bit left out and actually a little bit jealous because I played Fallout before all of you guys.
What do you mean you played it before?
I had the collector's box at my door on launch day in 2008.
I played it on launch day.
You played it on
saying
launch
we've been
day?
talking since 2009.
Well, get me in there.
Yeah. Because James played Fallout 3 a little bit late. He didn't get it right when it came out.
Well, I'm sorry, James.
Yeah.
I feel for you.
Yeah, but I'm a bigger fan, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Guys, ladies, Fallout 4, they've talked about it.
We've been talking for years about it, and one of the biggest things, and this is one of James' ideas that we always thought about would be cool doing a short film, is being able to show pre-war before all the Fallout madness and stuff like that. Just to experience that before going into the vault and all that kind of thing.
Because the world is awesome.
We're just like, holy crap, they really are doing that.
Yeah, they showed it off, but it looks like that's just the intro, though.
Yeah, I'm sure it's going to be just the intro.
And it looks like it's probably just that neighborhood, but it's a very cool, like, their alternate reality 1950s is really cool.
But what I am curious about is if there will be any kind of other flashbacks to it throughout the rest of the game. That would be really neat.
People have theorized.
But still, that's going to be an awesome 1 hour intro of the game before you see all, Apocalypse. But it was just awesome. Like, wow, they did it. That's just, and we've been talking about it for years.
A lot better than the dungeons in Oblivion.
Yeah. I'm curious to know if they'll make any way to kind of jump through it quicker if you want to do it the second time around. Because that's something kind of like even The Witcher did. Like, you can just skip an area, like skip like something. I think that's nice when they do it. But that was awesome to see.
What'd you think of the gameplay itself? They showed you walking through a couple different areas, shooting a bunch of stuff. Before we're going to get to all the features as I talked about them. So just the first gameplay trailer. What were your thoughts? We'll start with you, Joel.
I mean, I can't wait to watch it outside of the stream we watch just because it kind of hiccuped a little bit,
Yeah.
But I mean, just from seeing what we saw, the first person just shooting mechanics, like just even the way the gun would move around, it had that. Like a lot of popular games now, when you move your controller around to actually aim, the gun has a little slight sway to it and everything. And the original Fallout games had none of that. It was very static and
floating gun.
Yeah, it was a floating gun. But this really felt like a modern shooter.
Rounded.
Even if it's not 100% a modern shooter, if it's 90% or 85%, that's going to be a huge thing for a Fallout game.
That was honestly the biggest thing that pulled me away from Fallout 3 was I talked about for years, Oblivion with guns would be amazing. So they announced Fallout 3. I was like, sweet, Oblivion with guns. And it doesn't, like...
it's one of those things where, like, if you enjoy the environment, you get into it, you kind of, like, forget about how crappy some of the
but
the
you certainly don't play for the combat, because
the shooting's just kind of like the annoyance to get to the next area you want to explore.
Yeah, like, there'd be some... Like, the part, like, in Fallout 3 that did never... Like, I don't know. Like, you can get on a hill, you get a sniper rifle and shoot, characters. But it was kind of hard to aim, honestly, in the first one. It just was a little bit janky. This one looks like it's actually going to be awesome to actually, scope out a bandit area, snipe them, and be able to actually do it with good controls. That's really exciting.
It did, and then...
They had some fast weapons, too, like the submachine gun or whatever it is. Like, that's very different. From, like, also, Fallout 3 had this kind of slight glitch delay between shooting a rifle, too. Because it has to calculate physics or something real quick. So, like, every time you shoot, it has a slight delay before it happens. So, this looks like it's, much quicker.
And as far as combat goes, it feels like a step up from both Oblivion, Skyrim, and the Fallout 3 in New Vegas, where the combat just feels like you're clicking a button and then taking HP off of an invisible counter. Like, nothing felt connected.
It felt too RPG-like.
Very organic.
Only headshots felt good in Fallout 3. Like, really, like actually felt good. But in this, like, enemies had different attacks. They would latch onto you, like in first person. That was pretty intense. Like you said, your weapon felt more grounded to your character. So I'm hoping that the combat does actually feel more dynamic and more organic, and less.
I can't remember,
so
but
stiff. And
in the trailer, did they show anything like, let's say you shoot like a ghoul with like a shotgun? Did they actually like react to it? Because I remember in Fallout 3, I think you'd hit them and they would just keep coming through it. You know what I mean? Like they wouldn't kind of go, oh. They'd hit back, get hit, fall back.
There was no reaction.
Like, I think its only reaction happened like when you were like close to actually killing him, or you chopped a limb off, or something like that.
I think they did something like that in this trailer.
Yeah,
in the split footage.
We're so used to it now.
My eyes were glazing over with tears. I couldn't see.
Yeah, we're so used to it in most games, we probably wouldn't even notice it unless we were looking for it.
Yeah.
Now, I was joking during when they're showing off the Pip-Boy stuff. I said, how funny would it be like if you could just strap your phone to your wrist and do that? And then, about a minute later, they announced the Pip-Boy edition where I thought Joel was going to pee himself.
I was
And we all checked our bank accounts. Make sure we have money
you were
saved.
squealing. You were squealing.
I think
That's
it'd be
awesome.
safe to say, Joel, maybe just don't buy the PC version of this game. Just commit to just the PlayStation.
I'm not
4.
buying. Yeah, I'm not.
Okay, that'll save you $60.
I will buy a PC version down the road on sales, just
I'm sure.
because it's Fallout.
But instead of buying two different versions, just buy one version so you can buy the Pip-Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam, you definitely.
Well, I mean, I'm committed to console now. I'm not.
I was kind of joking about like just save money instead of buying. Okay,
But yeah, no, I'm like.
But he will buy physical and digital.
Yeah.
Let's be
he's a purist.
You will too. Don't lie. You'll get it both, James.
You'll get it both
I
ways.
want the cold steel in my wrist.
It's probably plastic, but it did look pretty cool.
cold shot
Now the implication was it's like I'm curious how many different sizes of phones will fit in it. Because they showed it, you put in an iPhone in there, but the screen they were showing looked very squarish, which makes me worried that it's going to be like this big, not like huge. It looks like they probably put it on the wrist of a very small person in the video.
Yeah, I wonder how that's going to work.
You
That's
could put it on your finger.
Yeah, I could.
Jeremiah would have a big iPad on his wrist. Monster edition.
Big ham hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of the things you probably won't use it a lot, but I would definitely want it as a collector.
No, but honestly,
Yeah.
I mean,
But it could be really fun, though.
even if you didn't do the Pip-Boy thing, but if you had like an iPad or something just sitting,
Yeah.
to be able to go through your menu and stuff instead of
radio.
That could be a cool second screen experience. I did like how Todd Howard said, now we all know the second screen experiences kind of suck and they're kind of forced into the game. And I like that he said, you totally don't have to use this. It's completely secondary.
Yeah,
Judging by all this squealing in the room, I think it's a good thing for the fanboys.
what else did he say? What else did he say about that?
Oh, it's free.
No. He said it's the best effing.
Oh, yeah,
second
yeah,
screen
yeah,
experience he's ever seen.
Yeah. I mean, people have been modding that on phones and stuff like that,
Oh, they
making
have?
their own. Yeah, I mean, you can look online. You can buy one right now if you want. People make their own.
But he said this is the exact same software they're
like,
running
that's
in-game.
awesome.
Well, yeah, I mean,
So-
if it's going, but if it,
Yeah, I'm
How
like,
do they
is
connect
it
to that?
connecting the game?
He said
Like,
over
has
Wi-Fi.
to.
He said over home
that's
Wi-Fi
so
network.
cool. And oh my gosh, that
What
was
are you-
amazing.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
I can't wait to watch the HD.
Their Twitter
like,
feed is
full-
posting HD screenshots now.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
geez.
We
better
focus,
hurry
Dave.
up.
Focus, Dave.
it looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
The game looked really
Like,
good.
I mean, it's not Vanishing of Ethan Carter, like the best.
It's not The
game
Witcher
ever,
3
but
pre-downgrade.
Knowing how freaking huge the game is, how many environments, how many weapons.
But I mean, no,
I'll
but
spare you this time.
the immersion of walking around like a game like Skyrim or whatever versus something like Witcher is that you do get that first person experience if you want it. So you do kind of feel like you are actually going through there, and because they've worked so much more on the lighting and textures on this versus all their other games.
Did you guys notice one? I just realized something that's pretty awesome. He opened the door and walked her out. There's no loading. I noticed that in a couple of different shots.
Oh, yeah.
That's going to be
You
awesome.
see outside
That's
windows.
going to be huge. That's going to be huge.
Joel, all the windows weren't boarded up.
What is that? Is that the... Oh, the game's out? Oh, man, get it.
All right, so we'll talk about that next. In Fallout Shelter, they took a break from talking
we're
about.
not done.
Well, there's more Fallout features.
Yeah,
Okay,
I wanted to talk about graphics briefly.
Oh, okay. Sorry, we'll back up.
Because these two are going crazy, and it
All
does
right, all
look...
right.
It looks modern, finally. Like, Fallout
Yeah.
finally looks modern, whereas Fallout 3, when it launched, I loaded it, I'm like, okay, this is a cool world, but this still looks a little bit dated. This looks modern and fantastic, but there's just a couple of rough edges that I'm hoping we're going to see them tweak as we get closer to launch. We could use some more ambient occlusion on indoor scenes. Some of the props were a little flat looking on the tables. I noticed some in the corners of like the main walls and stuff, but I noticed it was the props with physics had no shadows or ambient occlusion a lot of the time, which makes sense. That may just be a limitation. If you've got 4,000 objects in a house that can all be knocked around, okay, maybe no ambient occlusion for those. And ambient occlusion, for those not sure what that is, it's like the little bit of soft shadow under objects. Second thing was, you still have a little bit of that creation engine stiffness to characters. A little bit of gliding over terrain and stuff like that. Games have gotten better with that, and Fallout's gotten better with that, but maybe we can see that even less by the time we get
You
to
want like a
launch.
mix. You don't want that, but you also don't want the Grand Theft Auto thing where you're just like this rubbery person who just turns a corner too fast and rolls down the steps with your arms just going like this. There's
don't
got to
want
be a
Fallout-
middle ground.
You don't want Fallout 3 robots. You don't want the GTA 5, like the giant inflatable car sales thing waving around.
So how would you compare that to like DayZ? With their graphics engine and
For
how-
DayZ, well,
just
DayZ
like-
doesn't have all the physics for one thing. You don't have all those interactive
The
objects. That's
technical fidelity of DayZ is higher, but the complete package of Fallout 4 is far better.
Yeah.
like the individual models.
I'm just curious
and
your
stuff.
standard of
Well, no,
how
like,
it should look is
The models in
slightly
DayZ.
warped for that versus DayZ.
No, like the new models and stuff they had in DayZ are incredibly detailed, and the textures are incredibly high res.
Yeah.
But Fallout 4 is like a complete world where DayZ is still like a mishmash of things from 2005 and 2012.
I'm just curious. I just want to make sure you don't have a double standard.
Well, I'm also comparing it right now to The Witcher 3, which is kind of the current open world standard, and GTA 5, which on PC has had a huge upgrade too. So there's a lot of things to compare it to right now. And well, I'm super excited because there's nothing like the world of Fallout. Obviously, like the worlds that they create, lore wise, background wise, environment wise, they're unique. But just from a technical perspective, just some interesting points, I think.
Yeah.
Well, what about the crafting?
Well, that's cool. Later. That's later.
Oh, that's later. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The crafting.
I'm going in their order. Fallout Shelter. That's pretty cool. They announced a mobile game coming out tonight. It's just kind of a wet your whistle for people at the... And Debbie's downloading it right this second.
I reached my phone down. It's
Honestly, I'm surprised.
Yeah,
that
was
really
awesome. I think.
fun.
I
Well,
think
describe it. What is it?
It's Debbie. Wasn't there another game I think you were playing, or was you or Bethany that played? It was like there was literally a vault game that very much like that. You scroll down, you have to like take care of
The towers.
what? I guess it's called Towers or something like that. But it's a game where you just take care of vault dwellers, kind of like a 2D side-scrolling type game. You just kind of what?
No, nothing.
I was like, it's not that. I'm like, but yeah, it just looks like you just take care of the different vaults. It's like a tap and click type of game and stuff, kind of like SimCity-ish, but for Fallout. But with all of the art of the Fallout cartoon type drawings.
Did you guys ever play Evil Genius? That's what it reminded me of, where you built your Evil Genius lair, and like you had people who would like attack it. You had to set up traps. You had to set up like power centers, cafeterias, guard rooms, like schools, and all for your evil lair. This reminded me so much of that design-wise, where you're building your vault. And did you guys also notice, that old piece of Fallout artwork where it's the billboard with all the people lit up?
Yeah. As soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, that's cool. They made a game out of that.
It's a game designed off that one piece of billboard artwork, like the vault.
It's from the Fallout 3 like TV commercial they did at the start. It showed the animation of people walking in the vault. It was from that.
I think that image is actually Fallout 1 like booklet art.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
wow.
It's one of the oldest images in Fallout.
I think it was pretty brilliant.
It was. I think it's nice though too. It's free. You don't have to be online.
You can buy little power-ups, but they said that's totally optional, and it's the way free-to-play games should be. It's mostly like...
And you don't have to wait to like upgrade stuff.
Right.
Like, usually you buy stuff to upgrade sooner, but whatever that is. But
the stuff you buy is an accessory to it. Now, so at that point, everyone was still really excited about Fallout 4. Like, they'd just been killing it for like 20 solid minutes. And then, so you figured they were done talking about Fallout 4 at the game, probably, because they went on to the Pip-Boy version of Fallout Shelter. Then they circled back around to Fallout 4, and they talked about the crafting system, which honestly I think was a surprise to all of us, wasn't it? Like,
you know what? It was a surprise, but I was also curious when they did the DLC in Skyrim for the building the house. Remember that, Debbie? You remember the DLC? You could there was a DLC that you could build your own house,
not Hearthstone.
Which was very remedial.
Yeah, I mean it was very very simple and everything. I didn't really get into it in Skyrim just because it was like. I don't know, the environment, like that story I didn't really care to as much to like build my house because I would probably never go back to it. But this was neat because I think they expanded a lot on that idea of not just building your house, making it look nice, but also defending it, and then you could have traders and people.
You actually get civilization and want to move there, and
that's really cool.
Business.
So it seems like you're not just going to be roaming around the wasteland as much as you're like maybe picking a home base and you're setting up shop. And
it looks like you can build a couple. I wonder if other people just move in, and you can create little like villages or
communities.
something.
That would be really cool.
I wonder what kind of like management you have to do once you like build your community. You have to go out and do like quests, go back. And
that would be because James and we talked about it for years. About like it'd be neat. You build your little your hut, whatever, and then just kind of upgrade it. But then if you had traders that go back and forth, and it would take a couple days to do that. And if you didn't defend your place, the traders would go away, and you'd lose money, stuff like that.
Was anyone else expecting this entire time they were talking about the crafting, showing you building a base? I was really expecting them to say, and you can do it with all of your friends. It really sounded like the way he was setting it up. It really made it sound like you would. I don't mind that it's single player only, but honestly, I said before, I've never been a huge Fallout fan, but that kind of like what they showed off tonight made me excited. Like if
they end up doing Fallout Online in the future, I could see them easily doing stuff like that.
Yeah,
I think that could. The success of this game could easily.
I'm glad they didn't do the building that you build anywhere. I'm glad they actually had spots.
Spots, yeah.
Just because I don't know, like instead of just like building on top of a
It's still
random
a
place.
ton
But
of
I think-
customization, but it'll lead to it being less stupid looking. Probably.
Yeah, and I think it'll kind of incorporate better into the
The thing I
environment.
liked about this was, like, when you built the guns in Fallout 3, you just had to get the little plans, and you could only build, like,
You kind of
so many
you
guns.
couldn't really tell what you were building either. Like you didn't have an
this,
image or
this
anything.
is, I mean, literally, just if you find it, it can fit on your gun. Like, the
So
gun
you want 50 guns and 700 weapon mods, I said, which was
Yes.
Like you can get
pretty
like a
crazy.
gigantic scope on like a tiny little pistol or something like that, or you know.
What's exciting
Did you
is
say 700 mods or
I thought it
configurations?
was I don't know. Maybe I'm
Yeah.
wrong.
the 700 configurations does bring it almost in line with Battlefield 4. It's getting pretty
That's
close.
14 configurations per gun average. That's pretty good.
That's pretty sweet.
yeah.
Because I mean, I love the little mods you could do in New Vegas. I mean, like you could add like a silencer or like a scope to rifle. I really enjoyed that. Although it was kind of annoying because you couldn't break it down if you wanted to. So hopefully it'll make it a little bit.
But it
simpler.
wasn't just the guns; it was also the armor, which
yeah,
I think
yeah,
is really
armor.
sweet.
And that was cool. But they definitely did the whole power suit like. I'm trying to think what movie they did. It was you like entered the power suit from the back and it would close in around you. That was really
Iron
cool.
Man.
Iron Man. There we go. Couldn't think. I was like, where have I seen this before?
That thing with like the suit, like it
Robert
flies,
Downey Jr.
it's red. And
Got a
so
repulsor blast.
at this point, everyone was really excited about Fallout 4, and you didn't think the room could get more excited. But it could, because they announced these little Fallout figurine dolls and said, and you're all getting one tonight. And there were so many fat virgins screaming instantly.
It was a chorus.
It was, that's stereotypical, I'm being mean, I'm sorry. But honestly,
Joel was one of
the screaming was ridiculous. There's so many people going, oh my goodness. Like, I don't know where they put the mics, but some of the guys sitting right next to the mics were just like, they couldn't handle it anymore.
There was a genuine explosion of.
I thought they were going to announce it as like Fallout Amiibos or something, like some crossover with Nintendo.
Joel, how
like,
much
it's
money?
all-
You could drown me in Fallout amiibos.
They could have been to that conference with, and if you take a picture of your cell phone and send it to this link, we'll mail you one right now. And Joel and James both would have been ripping them out of their pockets.
They also, I mean, even the last like 2 minutes of it, they just showed a brand new song that's in Fallout,
Yeah,
which was
that
huge.
montage was
that
really
was
cool. Yeah, that
awesome.
montage
It was a
was
montage
cool.
of just straight destruction. Just
Yeah.
It showed a
Fat
lot
Boy,
of
I think
different,
it's called the
lot
Fat
of
Boy, the
gameplay.
Well, it was good,
Yeah.
yeah, because they talked about how they wanted the shooting to be totally different, and then they basically just showed shooting for 2 minutes
Yeah.
straight. Like
And it showed a good
screaming.
variety of bad guys. Like you
Yeah.
saw some familiar ones.
Some of those
Oh,
enemy
yeah,
attacks
too.
look so much better than Fallout 3. It's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
That like mosquito thing, like wrapped, it's like 8
Yeah.
legs around you.
It's the Cazador.
But I mean, like, like the Deathclaw too. Like, that's gonna be cool because I heard the Deathclaw. Just thinking of the animations, like it would always do the jump slash. You know,
It would
And
push you, too.
Yeah, and it would push you, and it would like it could if it was around a corner, it would kind of jump around the corner and then hit you. You know, but this just looks like whether they've gotten a lot of those little weird little bugs out or something like that. It looks so much better just when it comes
Yeah.
to just
Well,
animation stuff.
looks like they have a lot more customization on the bad guys too. Like,
Oh yeah,
they showed one of the raiders and like the just completely decked out armor, like
Yeah.
coming at you. That they didn't do that kind of stuff. It was really generic.
and they also said like you can actually deck out different parts of armor too. I mean,
Yeah.
or even sounds like even outfits too. Like before, I think it was just one outfit.
So much customization.
I know, but I love the crazy one with the bear head or something like that. Like this is going to be so much fun.
And for anyone worried, this definitely didn't look as vibrant and cartoony as I think people were worried about based
No.
on the
No,
preview
no.
trailer.
It had a wide variety.
Yeah, like I think for anyone worried about
I don't
that,
think we
there's no
saw any
reason
like did we see any like night scenes or anything?
Yes,
A few of them?
there was a couple like gliding over a town shots at night.
I'm
that
excited to
looked
see
pretty
like a rainy, stormy scene if they have
Yeah.
like fog or something
Yeah.
rolling and stuff
But
like that.
I
It looked at
it
swamps.
looks
in the
good,
concept
and it
art.
still looked plenty bleak. Like I don't think anyone's gonna be like, "This is too happy."
Well, they didn't. Luckily, they didn't show a lot of like the. I mean, of course, they showed images of the monuments and stuff in the cities, but they didn't like go into detail, so it's not
Yeah.
spoiled. So you
Yeah.
get that experience when you go into.
Yeah.
I did
Different
like that they
cities.
skipped ahead in their gameplay, so they said specifically to avoid spoilers,
Right,
which
yeah.
is pretty nice. Which I think, I mean, there's kind of obvious. A bomb goes off and you're stuck underground for 200 years. But I guess there's
You know
other
what
stuff that
happens to the
in
wife, what
between.
happens to the kid. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they're dead, but maybe not.
But
Yeah, 'cause people were
especially,
guessing like, is he like an android? Do you play an android? Or are you like in cryogenic or something like that? I don't know.
do the wife and kid, do they die like when the bombs go off? Do they die sometime in the interim
I don't know.
period?
Let's speculate for another like 20, 25 minutes. Would that be good?
Well, yeah, let's make a YouTube video out of it. And then we can put Fallout 4. Does your wife survive? Question mark. Question mark. Question mark.
Are you holeless? I'm so sorry.
How many lemonades are you in now?
How many more groups are you going to offend by the end of this conversation?
I did like to let you have an interracial baby. No, the player creator, at the beginning they were showing, I did think this was kind of weird. Like, you're standing in front of the mirror, and I think it's a pretty cool player creator. They were showing off how, you can, like, pull your nose bigger and your chin and everything. But then, like, they changed the skin color and turned him into a black guy, and he started sauntering around in, like, a very stereotypical African-American manner. Like, it was really weird. I don't know, that was kind of jarring to me.
Some of the faces he made
were that get real, like...
aggressive. I don't know, it was weird.
But anyway, that was the Bethesda press conference, guys. Any thoughts before we close
I
it
think
out?
it was a great way to kick off E3. I'm
glad,
glad they did. I doubt they'll be back next year unless they...
Yeah, they don't need to
have another...
Nah.
But when they do Elder Scrolls...
When they had Elder Scrolls... But they... I wonder if they have two teams working. Yeah, I wonder if they've got two teams going. They'd have to.
But because Todd Howard...
It's time.
But it's Todd Howard, though. I mean, like, he has to...
He could be the director.
I'm sure they're already on pre-production of it. I'm sure they're that. But it's... I'm sure it's at least another 2 years away.
By now. They just wait until
yes, I'm sure they're done. They're just holding the game. That's how game development works. They're just going to sit on it for a while.
I mean, think of the Elder Scrolls 6, like, looking like this, though. Or, the next generation of it. Holy crap.
It'd almost be as good as The Witcher.
So I was wrong on my... it was a wishful hope that they would do the HD collection, but...
Yeah.
Whatever.
We're not officially calling any bets. We're letting E3 completely run its course. Then we'll come back and...
My tears have run their course.
So, your expectations, James... Did it meet it? Did it exceed it?
Oh, it was. They showed way more than I thought they were going to show. Honestly,
yeah, they showed 40 minutes of just Fallout 4. It was pretty nice because they were the first press conference because they went for an hour 20, which was most press conferences are not going to do that. So that was pretty cool.
Well, yeah. Sony's man should go like 2 hours every.
Yeah, Sony's goes for a long time
because they go late because they're the late people. But yeah, that's it, guys. So we're gonna have
it was a good time.
We're gonna
great start.
We're going to post little conversations
and it comes out in November.
After Microsoft, EA, Ubisoft, and Sony tomorrow.
We didn't mention the due date.
What?
It comes out in November.
November 10th.
That's exciting that we're not waiting for next year.
It's coming out at the same time as Call of Duty.
If you don't mention it on the podcast here, like, no one's going to know, so Joel's got to get it in there real quick so everyone knows when the date is.
For
myself?
All right. But I thought it was a really good press conference. I'm definitely kind of excited for Fallout 4 now.
I'm very excited.
I want to see actual gameplay. Like they had lots of gameplay trailer,
sequential
E3
gameplay.
Yeah, exactly. I want to see like a mission or something. But I think everything they showed off is enough that I would definitely be excited. But yep, tune in for all the rest of our conversations. They'll be going live over the next 2 days. And thank you everybody for coming out to Joel's house. And Debbie, thank you for boozing us up. And we'll talk to you all tomorrow.